Uh-oh, folks. Would you look what we have here? Would you look at what we have here? We got Sabrina Ionescu, far left. Look at those back muscles. All right, Sabrina, do your thing. We got Erin Kane. Oh, doing her Stephanie White pose. Oh, wow. Okay. Erin Kane doing the Stephanie White. Nice. We got Brianna Stewart, Stewie, as they call her. And we got Sandy Brondello.
Caitlin Clark recently had a quiet, behind-the-scenes meeting with the New York Liberty, and it could change everything for Indiana. While the Fever struggled without their star to lead the offense, Clark may have already been planning a move that would crush every Indiana fan's hopes. This wasn't about sponsorships or brand deals. This was about 2028, when her rookie contract ends, and how the Fever's front office may have already started pushing away the biggest star in the WNBA. If you stand with Caitlin, drop a comment saying, "Free Caitlin. Let's ride."
This little scene that took place after the Fever game last night in New York between Sandy Brondello and Caitlin Clark, the New York Liberty, and the agent. The agent. That is what makes this so interesting. That is the key. All right, everybody's concentrating on, yeah, by the way, Caitlin Clark looks unbelievably happy talking to these folks.
Picture this center court against New York, and something instantly feels off. The Fever look completely lost. Offensive sets are breaking down. Players are standing still, waiting for someone to lead. Without Clark commanding the floor, Indiana's offense turns into a scattered, directionless mess.
And more consistent, and it's just disappointing. I mean, that wasn't us. That's not how we play, and that's not our identity. But I just think, again, it's about us and stacking days. So, I mean, we see him again after All-Star, so we just got to go back to the drawing boards and just, make the adjustments and just be better.
The Liberty didn't just win. They dismantled Indiana. They exposed every flaw, every weakness, until the Fever had no answers left. New York hit a blistering 51.9% from three, while Indiana managed just 25%. That's not just poor shooting, that's what happens when there's no floor general to create open looks or collapse the defense. The final score was 98-77, but that doesn't show how badly Indiana came apart. It was their worst loss of the season, dropping to 4-6 when Clark isn't running the show.
Mitchell, she'll pull up. Here's a three. She's got it! And that's a record! Kelsey Mitchell with 9 threes in a game. It's never been done before.
Mitchell is so crafty.
Don't dare Kelsey Mitchell. Smooth as butter. Silky.
Here's Mitchell. Mitchell collects. Mitchell. You bet! And the foul! Mitchell slashes home a three. Sock, step back, launches a three. It's good! Kelsey Mitchell has now hit 607 threes and counting, the most ever for an Indiana Fever.
Kelsey Mitchell did everything in her power to keep Indiana in it. She broke the franchise record for career three-point, finished with 16 points. It was a reminder that she's still an all-star level talent, but you could see the frustration all over her face. She was carrying a load that wasn't hers alone. Sophie Cunningham stepped in for Lexi Hull and brought energy. She scored 12, battled every possession, fought through contact, and hustled like her job was on the line. She never quit.
Hey, Kel, just wanted to say congratulations. As always, I'm super proud of you. And yet another record broken. Of course, this is just the beginning. Keep it going. Records are meant to be broken, but if there's anybody that would break it, I'm glad that it's you. So congratulations. I love you. I'm super proud of you. And let's go, Fever. Get that dub.
But even with all that effort, the bigger problem was still obvious. Aaliyah Boston, usually a dominant force in the paint, was held to just 7 points on 1 of 8 shooting. The Liberty packed the lane, dared her to pass, and didn't pay for it because there was no Caitlin Clark to stretch the floor or create space. Ari McDonald tried to fill the point guard role, but the spark wasn't there. The Liberty came in knowing Indiana had no identity without Clark. This wasn't just a bad game, it was a complete collapse, and Clark has to be wondering if the Fever can really build a championship team around her.
So talented, had that Mamba mentality at Oregon and brought it here to the WNBA as Sophie Cunningham gets the birdie on Natasha Cloud and hits the three.
6. This is where Indiana's situation goes from bad to disastrous, and it all comes down to how they handled Clark's injury. When your franchise cornerstone gets hurt, the way the organization responds says everything, and the Fever failed that test. Their response wasn't just mismanaged, it was so poorly handled that it raised serious questions about whether they can even protect the most valuable player in the league.
Yeah, I thought it started with us just being really soft. They didn't feel us. They're an outstanding offensive team. They're obviously an outstanding defensive team too. And we didn't disrupt at all. They didn't feel us. There was no resistance. We weren't in passing lanes. We let them pass the ball and move wherever they wanted to. So it's outside of just execution of schemes, it's having a little bit more fight and resistance on the defensive.
Stephanie White's comments didn't help if anything. They made things worse. Before one game, she said Clark's injury was day-to-day, the same phrase she used earlier in the season when Clark sat out more than 2 weeks. That vague, recycled response only fueled speculation. It made people question how honest the team was being, and the timing. Awful. Clark's injury became major news just as the All-Star game neared a time when the WNBA needed its brightest star front and center. But instead of clear updates, Indiana stayed silent. That's not how you treat someone who elevates the league's ratings and ticket sales.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And I hope Indiana Fever fans are taking note, writing things down, following a certain pattern, and this time aren't getting fooled. The Indiana Fever ruled Caitlin Clark out for tonight's game. No surprise to anybody. I saw it, you saw it, your neighbor saw it, Stevie Wonder saw that.
Poor medical choices to unclear communication and confusion over recovery timing. Every part of the situation felt sloppy and unprofessional. Fans, media, and even opposing teams watched Indiana fumble the basics of injury care for the single most important player in the entire league.
Another leg injury. She has a quad, we rush her back, she injures her quad. We rush her back, she injures her groin, we rush her back, we injure her quad. Nice, good job. No way Caitlin Clark was going to play tonight. But the Indiana Fever, they decided to lie again about Caitlin Clark's status. Again, to milk the fans dry for as much as they possibly can. Again.
But the problem wasn't just how they handled her injury. The bigger issue, a total disconnect between how Clark plays and how the team uses her. She thrives in fast-paced, high-speed systems pushing tempo, reading defenses before they're set, and using her elite court vision to set up plays. That's where she's elite.
The Indiana Fever, you're on notice. You're on notice. You better recognize what you've got going on, the asset in front of you, and you do whatever you have to do to correct what is.
Yet the coaches continue to force her into a slow, rigid system that doesn't fit her game. They want set plays and slow execution, draining the team's spark. It's like owning a Ferrari and driving it through a traffic jam. Clark's playmaking, vision, and creativity are built for transition. Slow the pace, and you don't just reduce her scoring, you limit her total impact. This isn't just about tactics, it's personal. Clark knows what she can do in a system that fits, and she knows how bad it looks when she's boxed into one that doesn't. Now, between injury drama, misused talent, and lack of support, she's starting to look elsewhere. Indiana hasn't just let her down, they may have pushed her to leave. Asterisk.
If Stephanie White believes that this team is better with Ari McDonald in, blah, 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 if she shares the same views as Carolyn Peck, you fire her on the spot. I don't care if she is an Indiana Fever alum. You fire her on the spot. And anybody else in the organization that shares that same belief set. I mean, these Stephanie White truthers, no surprise, she checks boxes, and they're the old WNBA fandom that thinks Stephanie White's getting a raw deal right now. It's so obvious she don't know what she's doing. She don't know what she's doing with this kind of talent.
Now we're at the part that has Indiana fans stressed and New York Liberty fans dreaming of more titles. A viral photo made waves across social media, showing something unexpected. Caitlin Clark, her agent, Aaron Kane, and several Liberty members in what looked like a very serious talk.
We got Sabrina, we got the agent, we got Stewie, we got Caitlin Clark looking like, I ain't seen her this happy all year. Right here. I ain't seen her. And look at Sandy. Sandy's grinning with her hand on Caitlin's shoulder. I mean.
Now we get to the part that has Indiana fans losing sleep and New York fans dreaming about more championship banners. A photo went viral on social media that showed something nobody expected to see. Caitlin Clark, her agent Erin Kane, and New York Liberty representatives standing together in what looked like a very serious conversation.
And I saw some people say, well, maybe they're talking All-Star game. Why is her agent there? That is the key. All right? That's the key. Her agent's involved? Some representative is involved? That's what you... they're talking strategy. How many strategy conversations have agents involved in them? Seriously.
This wasn't small talk at a league function. It looked like a serious discussion about Clark's future after her rookie deal. The image showed her with Liberty coach Sandy Brondello and All-Stars Breena Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu. But what made it different? Her agent was present. When a player's agent meets with another team's coach and stars, it's not just for fun, it's business. Kane being there meant this wasn't casual, it was a real conversation. You don't include an agent unless big decisions are on the table.
Caitlin Clark, just magically finding her way in New York one day. She doesn't like how things are going. The Fever continued to just act foolish. They don't realize what they have. I'm telling you, New York will realize what they got. New York will realize what they got with Caitlin Clark. And I know Erin Kane probably understands that too. She might not be a good agent, but sometimes common sense is that blatant. Where it doesn't matter how bad your agent is. Oh, well, you're in New York, Nike.
The timing of that moment says a lot about Clark's thinking. The meeting happened right after Indiana's latest meltdown and coaching failure. Clark watched her team fall apart without her, saw the front office mishandle her injury, and then sat down with the league's most stable franchise. The Liberty have what Indiana doesn't: strong leadership, elite talent like Stewart and Ionescu, and depth with Maureen Johannes and former MVP Jonquel Jones returning after the break. Brondello has praised Clark publicly and runs an system that suits her. New York plays fast, embraces chaos, and lets stars lead everything Clark thrives on.
Cool. A meet and greet at the Edge. Oh yeah, a lot of opportunities in New York, folks. A lot of opportunities in New York. The fact her agent's back there, I'm not sure if she represents Breena Stewart as well, or Sabrina Ionescu as well. I don't think so. Or Sandy, I don't think so. It's just a nice meet and greet, folks. This is just an innocent lunch, right? Just an innocent, I'm just out having lunch with my girls. Just hanging out, having fun. We're not talking about me coming to New York, no.
The Liberty have the cap room, the winning structure, and most importantly, the front office to support a generational star like Clark. Her rookie deal lasts until 2026, but by 2028, she controls her future. And that meeting wasn't about if she loved it, was about when. Indiana's chance to repair the relationship is slipping fast. That photo wasn't just a trend, it was a warning. Clark is already planning her post-Fever life. The signs aren't subtle anymore, they're obvious. And while New York gets ready to give her the perfect setup, Indiana keeps pushing her away. At this point, it's no longer about wins and losses, it's about professionalism versus chaos.
Here's a better lane. How about a Larry Bird or a Bill Laimbeer as the Indiana Fever president and somebody like Mark Jackson as the coach? All right? Or Larry Bird is president of the Fever, Bill Laimbeer is the coach. I believe the Indiana Fever need a National Basketball Association coach handling this brand. All right? Because it's clear the organization's in way over their head. You saw it from Christine Brennan. They weren't expecting this. She's the biggest sports star in basketball.
The New York Liberty have already done what Indiana hasn't, built a system around superstar talent. With Breena Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu locked in, Caitlin Clark would fit seamlessly into a fast-paced, high-Q offense that thrives on ball movement and elite perimeter shooting. That's her dream system. Meanwhile, Indiana keeps proving they don't know how to use her. Every game she misses, every injury they mishandle, and every awkward coaching decision shows just how far this team is from being built around her. Coach Stephanie White's vague injury updates have only added to the frustration.
Whatever Clark wants, Clark will get when it comes to New York. Maybe not in Indiana with Kelly and Amber and Stephanie, but in New York, I guarantee you if they were to ask Sandy Brondello that question, the answers might have been different. they would have championed Caitlin Clark without feeling the need to throw everybody else's name in the mix.
And now, Clark is at a crossroads. Stay in Indiana, where dysfunction threatens to waste her prime, or make the move to New York, where a championship culture and a player-first system are already in place. The Liberty have the roster, the front office, and the winning mentality to turn Clark into the centerpiece of a dynasty. For someone with her talent and drive, the difference isn't just big, it's career-defining.
WNBA kept playing with fire. Commissioner's worst nightmare is here. Fever's worst nightmare is here. All those people traveling to Indiana. Caitlin is likely out for the All-Star game. Flagship weekend destroyed at NBA. W needs new leadership.
Let's be clear, that viral meeting between Clark, her agent Erin Kane, and the Liberty wasn't casual, it was a power move. Sitting down with Coach Brondello Stewart and Ionescu, that was business. Kane being there proves it wasn't just about shaking hands, it was about planning the future. In Indiana, they're running out of time to fix this. Clark is watching, weighing her options, and looking at what real leadership looks like in New York. If you believe she deserves better, comment free, Caitlin right now. Like the video, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this story is far from over.